Hi, I'm here today to talk about this new release from the Gerry Anderson store in the UK. It's a Blu-ray set of the complete series of Gerry Anderson's TV series Thunderbirds from the 1960s. It's in a very nice box. I'll just show you the different sides of the box. Sorry, there's a bit of reflection on the screen. This is all regions issue, so it's playable in every region in the world. It's good for regions A, B, and C. And again, just to show you what the interior of the box looks like, there's photographs of Thunderbird craft and some nice packaging inside, which folds out with various illustrations relevant to the series. Now, Thunderbirds hasn't always had a very good journey on physical media. As Gerry Anderson's arguably his most successful and popular series, it is one that tends to be released quite quickly on physical media. And as a result, it doesn't always benefit from the best technology. So, for instance, the DVD release of Thunderbirds was a very early release. There were some things about that release which weren't very popular with collectors and fans. For example, they did things to the soundtrack to add new special effects and a new 5.1 surround mix, which wasn't very good. And to be honest, the picture quality in the DVDs wasn't very good. There was a lot of flicker still in the image, and it just didn't look, stunning the way it should do. And then when Thunderbirds was transferred to a Blu-ray edition from ITV Video, they again did enhancements which weren't necessarily to the liking of fans. They made Thunderbirds, they did some cropping to bring it into a 16.9 ratio, which I can kind of understand because Thunderbirds is a very spectacular, epic feel program, and I can understand why they thought people might like to see it in widescreen. But of course, if you're a fan of old television programs, you normally prefer to see them in the format that they were originally made in, which was a traditional 4:3 square image, which was the shape of televisions all over the world in the 1960s when Thunderbirds was already made. Now, Thunderbirds, most of you who are watching this video will know something about the series. It's pretty unusual for its time in that it was extremely big budget program for one that was aimed at children and family viewing. And as a result, because of the amount of care and attention that was given to the special effects and the sheer spectacle and the quality of the production, it still entertains young people today, 60 odd years after it was originally made. So this is a series which is much loved by many people around the world. Unfortunately, there were only 32 episodes made of Thunderbirds. That was largely because a sale to the US networks fell through, and there was a decision to make a different series, which turned out to be Captain Scarlet, rather than do more Thunderbirds episodes. So we're only left with 32 episodes. This set includes an additional 3 episodes, which were made a few years ago via a crowdfunding scheme. Now, I want to say a little bit about the picture quality in this set. The picture quality, in my opinion, is excellent. It's a very clear image and it's a very stable image, but it's not an image that looks like it's got it doesn't have digital artifacts. It's not been overly, cleaned up to the extent that it doesn't look like film anymore. So it still looks like a film image, but it's a very stable image, unlike the earlier DVD release of the program. So it's a very pleasing image. you can just enjoy watching the episodes, watching the drama, and not be thinking, oh, I can see that flicker or that dust on the screen or whatever. So it looks very good, but it doesn't look unnatural. It's not, like a sort of James Cameron type where he wants everything to look like it's been digitally photographed. It still looks like film, but it looks really clear, really stable image, really good quality picture. So this set has all 32 episodes of the series, and it comes with some extras. There's a number of posters which are by Graham Bleetham, who is an artist who is associated with, more recently, with Thunderbirds. He was involved in comic book and strip adaptations, and so he's done a variety of posters like this. I think there's, let me see, there's several of these included. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what this one looks like. I'll just show you a few of them. So this one is these are all to do with scenes from episodes. So this is like this one. I'll just take it back so that you can see a bit of it. It's one of these sort of diagrams or schematics, and this is a schematic of a ship called the Ocean Pioneer. So Graham Bleetham, for Thunderbirds comics and also for collected book editions and things, he used to do a lot of sort of schematics of what craft from the series looked like. And there's about, I'll just check, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So that's a nice little bonus. And Graham Bleetham, somebody who is a real fan of these Gerry Anderson series, and he does very good work. So the other inclusion is a booklet, which is an episode guide. It's a little bit more than an episode guide. It has a description of each episode with a little bit of some photographs, some stills, photographs of characters that appear in the episode, a few stills from each episode, and plot synopsis, plus information about the writers and directors and such like. So this is information that you probably have in other places. Most people that are a hardcore fan of the series will have some sort of guidebook of the series somewhere which will have an episode guide, but it's still quite nice. Other additions, other things that are in the in this booklet is there's a little story about the real life rescue which inspired Gerry Anderson to make the series. There's a little bit of information about the filming of the series and the Slough trading estate where Gerry Anderson did his special effects filming in the 60s. There's a bit of information about the voice actors behind the puppets. And a little bit about Barry Gray and music and stuff. So a lot of this information won't necessarily be new to people who are hardcore fans, but it's still a nice booklet. It's got some notes about the restoration. It's got some notes about the new crowd-funded episodes that were made as an addition. And there's also a detailed description of the extras which are in these discs. So if I just show you this list, this will give you some information about the bonus features that are in the CD, but in the Blu-rays. But I'll just go over them very quickly. So Trapped in the Sky has a commentary by Gerry's son Jamie Anderson, Chris Dale and Richard James. The episode The Uninvited, which is one of my favourites, has a commentary by Sophie Aldred and Nicola Bryant. The episode End of the Road has a commentary from Sophie Aldred and Nicola Bryant. The Duchess Assignment is a commentary by Wayne Forrester, Genevieve Gaunt and Chris Dale. And Atlantic Inferno has a commentary by Dominic Colenso, Sophia Miles, Lex Shrapnel and Phoebe. I don't really know who all of these people are. Obviously I know Sophie Aldred and Nicola Bryant, but I don't know a lot of these other people. They're presumably fans or historians of the programme. The episode Security Hazard is a commentary which I think must be made up of information from interviews, but it includes Jerry and Sylvie Anderson, Derek Meddings, Alan Fennell, Alan Patillo, Bob Bell, David Lane, Mary Turner, Shane Rimmer, David Graham. So most of these people are no longer with us, so presumably this is based on archive interviews. Other special features include an all-new Super Marionation adventure, Thunderbirds Rebooted, which is a brand new documentary exploring many attempts to reboot the series. There's a fan tribute comedy called Nosy Parker Is Go about the character Parker, with dialogue by David Graham, who played Parker, of course. There's textless material. Now this is common to a lot of releases of ITC programs. Basically, because the programs were shown all over the world, then they had to have some, where you have the titles for an episode, you would have to have a version where foreign countries could put their titles on top of the film. So there's textless material, presumably for the introductions to quite a number of episodes. There's a new documentary, Thunderbirds Fab at 60. That was also included in the 4K Thunderbirds episode release. I haven't seen it yet, but having seen their Jerry Anderson Store's documentary about Space 1999 for that 4K release, I imagine this will be very good. There's some stuff that is taken from previous VHS releases, which are compilations of rescues and disasters from the Thunderbirds episode. There's a collection of archive interviews with crew members. There's a 2008 behind-the-scenes documentary about the creation and the legacy of the program. There's extracts from a recent 2024 orchestral performance of Barry Gray's music from Thunderbirds. There's some information which is about the different technology in the series. There's a UK DVD that was produced by Carlton for the previous DVD release. And there's other compilation shorts about machines and characters. I think quite a few of these things appeared in the original DVD release. A short documentary film from the 1960s. There's Thunderbirds vintage trailers and advertisements, because the Thunderbirds was used in a lot of merchandising for sweets and ice lollies and things like that. There's an audio drama from the comic story Brains is Dead. There's the Japanese opening titles, a short 1960s promo with voiceover by Thunderbird 1 by Shane Rimmer, and there's an old thing about Carlton's previous restoration. So as you can see, quite a few of these extras include archive material, but there's also some new commentaries and such like as well. So my overall impression is that I'm very, very pleased with this package. I think that one of the standout things about Jerry Anderson programs is that, unlike many other special effects movies or programs, the better the restoration, the more detail that you have, or the bigger the screen you project them on, the better they look. So rather than showing up faults and shortcomings in special effects, doing a good restoration as this does of Jerry Anderson material actually really enhances your experience, because you can see just how good it was. So this is a really nice package. As I said before, I think the picture quality is absolutely superb, and you can just relax and have fun, enjoy the episodes. I still get that kind of thrill, that feeling of excitement with the initial 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown at the start of the episodes. As a young boy watching Thunderbirds, it was watching like a whole movie every week, and you still get that excitement and that feeling. It's just that now you can really see it in a picture quality which it deserves. So I just want to briefly say, so this is available from the Jerry Anderson store. I think they ship internationally. So if you're in the US, you may have import fees or whatever, but certainly these Blu-rays will play all over the world, because they're suitable for all regions. I think there's no issues about TV color systems with high definition. It's the same all over the world, so there's no NTSC PAL conflict. So if you're in the US or Australia or anywhere else and you have a Blu-ray player, you'll be able to play these discs with no problem. I just want to briefly say how this release fits in with some other recent releases to do with Thunderbirds. So as I described in a previous video, there's also from the Jerry Anderson store this 4K limited edition, which highlights 2 of the episodes of Thunderbirds in 4K. Now the differences between this and the ordinary Blu-ray release are you just get a little bit more detail with it being 4K, and wider color spectrum, so colors are more vivid, but the colors are still very good in the Blu-ray edition, so no worries there. This just to add confusion slightly, this is a release called Super Space Theater of Thunderbirds, and what this is it's basically compilation films that were made from taking scenes from different episodes, normally majoring on 2 episodes, to make them into a film. So to introduce Thunderbirds to new audiences in the early 1980s, this was used for syndication on American television and also video release within the UK. And what they did was they made several, I think there's maybe 2 films in here, and they're made up of, no, there's 3, sorry. They're made up of episodes and just put together. So it's just a different way to watch these Thunderbird programs. So if you're buying this box set and Blu-ray, you don't also have to buy this, because it's going to be the same material, but it's just presented in a different way. There's nothing, and these films in the Super Space Theater are not included in this Blu-ray release, which just has the original episodes, but you get the complete series in this Blu-ray release. This is just an interesting novelty. If you're like me, you want to have everything. The only other thing I want to mention is that there were also 2 Thunderbirds films which were made in the late 1960s specifically for the cinema, and of course they're not included in this box set either, because this is the TV series, and the rights to the movies are held by slightly different parties just because of the distribution issues, which date back to when the films were originally made. So these 2 movies for the cinema are Thunderbirds Are Go, which I've got here in a Blu-ray, which was released by Fabulous Films. It may still be available. It's worth getting. It has a great deal of a large number of extras. And this second Thunderbirds movie, which is called Thunderbird 6, which is also released by Fabulous Films. Now, both of these new movies, were released in the UK by Fabulous Films, so they are region B. So they may they'll just be playable within Europe. You won't be able to play them in the US or Australia unless you have no, you might be able to play them in Australia. I'm not quite sure. I think they might be the same region actually for Blu-ray. But if you're in the US, you won't be able to play these versions unless you have a multi-region Blu-ray player. They may also have been released in the US by either by that label or a different label, but there are no region issues with this new release of the series on Blu-ray. So wherever you are in the world, I recommend that you buy this. And if you've stayed right till the end on this video, please like it, please leave a comment, and if you want to hear more videos like this, please subscribe as well. This account isn't monetized, I don't make any money out of it. I just want to share my views and experiences of TV and movies which I enjoy. Thank you.